the whole concept of client gift in the real estate arena has always kind of perplexed me, right? So, Jack, do you give a gift to your attorney or your doctor or your CPA when they have provided professional services?
No, and I think the question really is, do they provide us with a gift when we utilize their services? And the answer is no in both cases. It would seem, it just doesn't seem to be the appropriate action to take. And it's funny to me that in real estate, when I started 25 years ago, almost everybody who sort of coached me, and of course at that time we weren't working in the luxury home market, but even for the entry level market in real estate, it was pretty much business protocol. Expect to give a gift at closing. And as I learned more and more about the business, that practice always seemed a little unusual to me.
I agree. I agree. You wouldn't think about gift giving for professional services that you're paying for. Maybe you get a pen, right? Or a pad of note paper, right? Branded note paper. But it's really kind of interesting. And honestly, I had a closing earlier today, and I was thinking to myself as I'm sitting at the closing, and it was a lovely young couple, and they were actually buying their first home, right? So this was one of the forays in
Sure.
an ordinary price point. And I thought, oh man, I don't have a gift for them, and I wonder if they have this expectation that there's going to be a gift. And it's hysterical. I got a text message from them thanking me after the closing, and they said something's going to be delivered to your office tomorrow. And I thought, oh, isn't that just a interesting thing? But I really did want to focus on creating memorable experiences in the upper tier. And I love how you framed that when we were talking about this. We do give gifts when something just speaks to us,
That's
right?
exactly. Yeah, exactly. That makes it more meaningful. I think, let's think about the typical, real estate gifts. You and I have talked about this before. You've seen the engraved cutting boards and paintings of or a photograph of the house or things of that nature. And that the client, when they receive that gift, they're probably thinking, oh, they give this gift to everybody at closing. Everybody gets this same gift, except it has their name on it or their address or whatever the situation is. And I think I wanted to back up too. I don't want to sound crass when I'm questioning the whole gift giving idea.
Right, right. Me either. Me either.
But to make it an automatic protocol, an automatic business practice seems a little contrived, I think, for lack of a better word. And to your point, when it's not expected and not on a schedule of sorts, it seems much more interesting and meaningful. I think it's special, and we've used this word a lot in our podcast over the past year, but it seems more authentic when you're giving a gift that your client on the receiving end knows it's because you thought of them, and not an obligatory gift because, oh, you bought something where I benefited, so here, let me give you something in
Yeah,
exchange.
yeah. And now I have a supply of the Cutco knives, right?
Mhm.
And every once in a while, if something speaks to me, I will use those as gifts, right? But often it's for referrals as opposed to closings. And
Sure.
it's something that I use myself, actually, so I know it's good stuff, but it's only if somebody enjoys cooking, right? I,
Right.
there's some folks that I know are eating out or having everything delivered, and that's not going to be meaningful to them.
Right. And I'll say too, because you and I both specialize in the upper tier, the luxury home market, we still have the opportunity, as you just mentioned a moment ago, to work with, some buyers and clients who are in it's their first home or their first condo, whatever the situation is. And I will say that when I have those experiences, which I don't do very often anymore, it's more special for me. And I love to do something for that buyer getting their first home. It's really exciting. And I do really understand the whole first home gift giving practice. It seems to be a bigger deal. It's the first time they've owned real estate. It's their first home. And so in situations like that, it's kind of fun because we talk about, there's a lot of expenses that come along with that first home in particular that you're not necessarily expecting. You're suddenly the most frequent visitor at Lowe's or Home Depot or your big box store getting blinds and shades and, whatever lighting or whatever else. So I think it's fun for first time home buyers give them maybe a gift card in that particular scenario. But I think the experiences is a whole lot more fun. And so when we talk about what we typically do, our typical business protocol is I will often say to my clients at closing, I know the next few weeks and the next couple of months will be really busy for you guys because you're moving into a new home, and just the move in and of itself begets a lot more projects. You're planning for the holidays or getting things ready or whatever the situation might be, getting ready for school. But when the dust settles, I tell them when the dust settles, I want to revisit and let's go out and celebrate. And so instead of giving them a gift or giving them a gift card to go to a restaurant, I circle back around and I always invite them out for a really nice dinner to one of our better restaurants in town. And I try to get a sense of maybe somewhere they haven't been yet that they'd like to go. And if I hear that in conversation, I make note of it so that when the time comes, I can not just say, hey, let's go have dinner, but I would love to take you to XYZ restaurant that I know you'd find special.